your brain is lying to you. Imagine this. It's 5 p.m. You promised yourself that today would be different. Today, you would finally start that report, that business, that workout, that dream you've been postponing for months. You open your laptop, you stare at the screen, and suddenly, I'll just check my phone for 2 minutes. 20 minutes later, you're watching YouTube. An hour later, you're rearranging your desk, then making coffee, then cleaning your room. By the end of the day, you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Sound familiar? Here's the shocking truth. You didn't fail because you're lazy. Your brain literally believed the task was dangerous, and unless you understand why, you'll repeat this cycle for years. But there's one surprising thing almost nobody knows. The people who procrastinate the most are often the ones who care the most. Let's understand why. The biggest lie about procrastination. Most people think procrastination happens because of poor discipline. Wrong. If that were true, successful CEOs would never procrastinate. But they do. Because procrastination has almost nothing to do with time management. It has everything to do with emotion management. Every task creates a feeling. Some tasks make you excited. Others create fear, uncertainty, self-doubt, or pressure. Your brain doesn't react to the task. It reacts to the emotion attached to it. That's why answering one email feels easy, while starting your dream business feels impossible. The work isn't bigger, the emotion is. And once you understand what happens inside your brain, everything starts making sense. In fact, your brain thinks you're being attacked. Let's understand why. Thousands of years ago, your brain had one job: keep you alive. If a tiger appeared, your brain didn't stop to think. It acted instantly. Even today, your brain still has that same emergency system. Inside your brain is a small alarm center called the amygdala. Its job is simple: detect danger. The problem? It cannot always tell the difference between a tiger and a deadline. A difficult project, a presentation, a business decision, even sending an important message. When your brain senses possible failure, embarrassment, or rejection, it activates the exact same stress system. Your heart beats faster, your thoughts become cloudy, and your brain looks for an escape. Not because you're weak, because your brain wants immediate safety, and that's where procrastination begins. But something even stranger happens next. The addiction begins, which nobody talks about. You finally decide, I'll do it later. Instantly, you feel better. That relief feels amazing. But here's what actually happened. Your brain rewarded you. It released dopamine, not because you finished the task, because you escaped the discomfort. Your brain learns, avoiding stress feels good. So next time, it pushes you to avoid even faster. Slowly, procrastination becomes a habit. Not because you enjoy delaying work, because your brain has learned escape equals relief. And every escape strengthens the habit. Which brings us to another shocking truth. The longer you avoid a task, the bigger it becomes. The monster grows in your mind. Have you noticed something strange? Before starting a task, it feels enormous, impossible, overwhelming. But once you finally begin, you wonder, why was I so scared? Researchers discovered something fascinating. When students were actually studying, they reported the work wasn't nearly as stressful. But while procrastinating, just thinking about studying felt painful. Your imagination magnifies unfinished work. The longer you delay, the scarier it becomes. The task doesn't grow, your perception does. And that's why tomorrow always feels like a better day to start. until tomorrow becomes next week, then next month, then next year. But why do intelligent people suffer the most? Perfection is the hidden enemy. Many procrastinators aren't lazy. They're perfectionists. They don't delay because they don't care. They delay because they care too much. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if this isn't good enough? So instead of risking imperfection, they avoid starting altogether. Ironically, doing nothing feels safer than doing something imperfect. But here's the painful reality. The only people who never make mistakes are the people who never create anything. Perfection doesn't create success. Progress does. And the next truth completely changes how motivation works. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Most people believe this. I'll start when I feel motivated. But motivation is not the beginning, it's the result. Think about exercise. You don't feel motivated first. You start walking. Then your energy rises. Then motivation appears. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation creates consistency. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for a car to move before starting the engine. The engine starts first. Then the journey begins. So, what's the easiest way to trick your brain into starting? The 5-minute rule. Forget finishing the task. Promise yourself only 5 minutes, not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, just 5. Your brain doesn't fear 5 minutes. It fears endless effort. Once you begin, your resistance starts disappearing. Because starting is the hardest part. After 5 minutes, most people naturally continue. Not because they forced themselves, because momentum took over. But there's one final ingredient without which none of this lasts. Beating yourself up makes it worse. Every time you procrastinate, I'm useless. I'm so lazy. I'll never change. But every insult creates more negative emotion, and more negative emotion creates more procrastination. Researchers found that people who forgive themselves after procrastinating are actually less likely to procrastinate again. Self-compassion isn't weakness, it's emotional recovery. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What made this task feel threatening?" That single question changes everything. The final message. Here's what I want you to remember. You are not fighting laziness. You're fighting fear. Fear disguised as comfort. Every day you procrastinate, your dreams become slightly more expensive, not because they become impossible, because your confidence becomes smaller. But every single time you choose action, even for 5 minutes, your brain learns something new. I'm stronger than my fear. One small action today becomes a habit tomorrow. A habit becomes your identity, and your identity shapes your future. So don't wait for the perfect mood. Don't wait for confidence. Don't wait for motivation. Start before you're ready. Because the life you want is waiting on the other side of one small step. If this video changed the way you think about procrastination, share it with someone who keeps saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." And remember, your future is built by what you start today, not by what you plan for tomorrow.